What's up everyone, it's Mr. Collector 123 back with another video, and today we are headed to the H-Town Card and Collectible Show located in Houston, Texas. If you are familiar with the Houston area, this show is roughly 5 to 10 minutes away from Hobby Airport. So just to kind of give a quick little backstory on this show, on average there's 150 to 175 vendor tables usually at this show, and 90 to 95% of them are sports cards or sports memorabilia. The next big thing I would say is Pokemon, Funko Pops, sometimes action figures, but that is majority is sports cards. Now you might be wondering, well, why are you going to go over there to look for comic books? Because every time I've gone on the show, there's at least been one, maybe two dealers if I'm lucky, that bring comic books. And when I say that, I mean just a short box or two. But I've always gotten a great deal or found something that I wanted from those short boxes. And so I'm going to try my luck, head over there and see what I can find. And my goal is not to pull out any cash. I brought some cards to see if I could trade. And yeah, guys, we're going to get right to it. All right, enjoy. Alright guys, we're back from the show and we're just going to dive right into the pickups. First thing I picked up from the first clip you guys saw from the show are these Lorcana cards. The gentleman that I bought them from, he just had them in a little corner. He gave me a great deal on it. This was the only thing I paid out of pocket, and I got it for dirt cheap, so I wasn't complaining. There are a few foils on there, like the Mickey Mouse, Rapunzel right here, a couple more, but I got a good deal on that. Next item I picked up was Dr. Aphra issue 1, cover A. This is from her first solo series. Where I picked up the rest of my books were only at one dealer's table. He was the only one carrying any kind of comic books. With Disney buying out Star Wars and with them making so much content, I think it's just a matter of time until we see Dr. Aphra in either maybe the big screen or the small screen, but I do believe she's coming soon. The next book I picked up was Guardians of Nowhere issue 1. This is the variant by Rob Guillory. Now this is the first Gwenom cover. She is not included in the story or even mentioned, but this is her first cover appearance. This book actually predates 2 years before her actual first appearance, which was in Spider-Gwen 2 issue 24, released in September of 2017. Next up is Marvel Premiere issue 11. This is the origin of Doctor Strange retold, and also when Doctor Strange becomes Sorcerer Supreme. In the previous issue, Doctor Strange is forced to shut down the Ancient One's mind, causing his mentor his death. This is how Doctor Strange assumed the title of Sorcerer Supreme. The next book is The Amazing Spider-Man 163. In this issue, Spider-Man tries to track down some thugs that stole a machine. By the end of the book, you come to realize Kingpin is behind it all. Spider-Man and him battle it out. Kingpin does get the upper hand. When Spider-Man awakes, he comes to realize Kingpin tells him his plan about reviving his son Richard, who has been in a near-death state since Captain America 148. The next book is The Amazing Spider-Man 128. In this issue, this is a continuation of the battle between Spider-Man and the Vulture. In this issue, they battle it out throughout the whole book. We come to find out, though, that this isn't the original Vulture. Adrian Toomas is still locked up in prison. So we find out later on that this is actually Clifton Shallot. He actually works at ESU Biolab, but his research was cut, so he ended up stealing the Vulture's costume and making his own serum, which made him become the Vulture. He is ultimately defeated by Spider-Man, and he is later arrested. The last book I picked up is The Amazing Spider-Man 252. This story takes place after the events of Marvel Superhero Secret Wars. However, the comic itself was released months before the ending of the Secret Wars event, therefore spoiling the fact that the heroes return alive. Spider-Man obtained his new costume in the Superhero Secret Wars 8. Diving into the book a little more, Spider-Man returns home with Curt Connors in his new suit. Instead of being welcomed home back with open arms, they are surrounded by confused police, not knowing what to think of the black suit, not knowing if that's Spider-Man or someone completely different. After escaping the police, Spider-Man drops off Connors with his family, then proceeds to go home himself. Realizing that he's been gone for a while, he needs to contact Aunt May and then girlfriend at the time, Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. After failing to get a hold of Felicia, he decides to go for a swing in the middle of the night. Spider-Man then comes across two teenagers that were fighting about missing the concert. Spider-Man then decides to take the two teens up to the roof to show them the city. Spider-Man shows them that the city has good and bad, and that the city is almost like a living creature. Alright everyone, thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video. It means a lot to me. As you can see in the video, you can find comics anywhere, even the places you least expected. Until next time guys, y'all take care.